Hey, happy Tuesday. Welcome to Talk Tuesday. If you've been here before, welcome back. If it's your first time, Talk Tuesday is our weekly segment where we go over tips to help you enhance your finances. I'm Coach D, and I want to help you to reach and exceed your financial goals while still enjoying life in the process. Hey, thank you for tuning in. Today we are going to be discussing, discussing planning ahead for your vacation. We want to plan ahead so that we can have a vacation that we really, truly want. And hey, happy Tuesday. Yeah, so let me know in the comments. Let me know in the comments. What is a reason that you plan ahead for your vacation? Or are you someone who does not plan ahead for your vacation? Let me know that too. That's okay. That's okay. That's why we're talking about it today. So that if you are someone who doesn't do that, then this chat, this live should help you to learn ways so that you can begin to do it if you're not already doing it. And then I'm going to go over. I have a couple reasons why I think it's important to plan ahead, and then I'm going to go over 4 ways that you can do it so that it can be beneficial to you. You plan ahead. Awesome. All right, I know there's like a little delay, so I don't want to be like just hanging out. So I'm just going to go into my ways, but still continue typing. If you're typing your way, still type it. Then I'll peek back at the comments, so I make sure I catch you. But I have some reasons why I think it's important to plan ahead because when you plan ahead, it allows you to save money to go on the vacation that you would desire. Sometimes we can't afford to go on the vacation we really want to go on because we don't we really can't afford it, flat out. Like, let's say, okay, I can't get paid today, pay my bills, and just pay for my vacation. But if I, plan ahead, then I'm able to pay my bills and put money aside for this vacation, this check, put some aside this check, put some aside this check, put some aside this check. That'll make things a lot more smooth. I get to have, the vacation I really want to go on or one I've been really dreaming of going on and still, still get to live life and not, come back and everything's upside down. I plan ahead so that I can enjoy myself with no limits. Yes, no limits. Think a year in advance and pay monthly. Yes. That's exactly like what I just said. Both of you said the same thing. Because if sometimes we can't afford to pay it all at once, and unless we throw it on a credit card, then we're going to pay the interest, and then what's the benefit in that? Unless you can afford to pay it back quicker, or unless you have some type of deal with your card where you spend this amount and then you have free interest for a certain amount of months or something like that. But if not, then it's beneficial to take time and break it down. Another advantage is discounts because you can actually take time to find discounts, look for things and see like, okay, maybe check your emails, check are we still using Groupon? Check Groupon. Check on, sites that tell you like Hopper might say like wait on your flight or get your flight or different things. So it allow you to take advantage of things like that. So not rushing or not last minute doing it will allow you to do that. You can make better decisions. So if it's last minute and your vacation is in a week or two, and you only have 2 flight options and they're like kind of ridiculous, you don't have a choice but to just I gotta take this flight. It's 200 more than what it was last week, or 200 more than when I first saw it. But you don't have a choice because time is winding down. And if you're going, or if you've already paid for where you're staying at, then you have to get that flight if you're if you still want to go, right? And then the other reason to plan ahead is less stress because it is totally stressful when you don't plan ahead and you forget something or you can't afford to do something or you can go, maybe you can't do this part, or maybe I can't stay as many days as everyone else, or planning ahead should allow you to, be able to plan for all aspects of that vacation, which will make it beneficial for you. So let's go over ways to plan ahead. So 4 ways. I want to go over 4 ways. So number one is to just, hey, thank you for hopping in. 4 ways to plan ahead for your vacation. Set a realistic budget. Think about how much you can really afford comfortably. Sometimes we want to do stuff and we truly can't afford it. Maybe I have to do that one next year. Maybe I have to do it the year after next. Be realistic about it. You know, what can I comfortably afford so that when I come home from my vacation, I'm not down in the dumps because I don't have any money to do anything that I need to do. I can't even pay my bills, or I can pay my bills, but now I can't eat. Or I've have set this amount so so large that every time I get paid, I got to pay my bills and I got to pay every penny on this vacation. And now I can't, enjoy life right now. So that's why it's good to find the balance. So that's why I'm saying set a realistic budget for your vacation that you can afford comfortably. Making payments allows you not letting something go so that you can go on vacations. You don't want to come back with everything in shambles. That's you are saying what I'm saying. That's exactly right. Because that's a lot of times we do that. And I've done that when I was younger. I'm not gonna say I've never done it. I'm not gonna act like I'm up here. No, no, no. I've done that and spent had a grand time. Came back like, oh shoot, you know what? I forgot about that bill. Or I didn't think about that. Or, stuff like that. So that's why it's important to plan ahead, think about this stuff. Because stuff happens. Stuff happens and sometimes we just want to go. And sometimes we are gonna just go. But just think about it. Plan ahead. Set that realistic budget. We're at a point where we can plan things. We can think about things and just think about all different aspects. So you can have that wonderful vacation and still come back to comfortable life when you get home. Number two, I have to research destinations, research, where you're going to be staying at. So not only where am I going? Am I going out of town? Am I going out of state? Am I going out of the country? Research them, find out which one's the best for you, which one is something you've been wanting to do, which one can you afford, which one's in your budget, and check them and compare them, right? Then now that we know where we're going, now we think about where am I going to stay? Am I staying at an Airbnb? Am I staying at a hotel? Am I staying at a resort? What comes with these things? So that's what we have to think about. Number three, we want to use rewards, discounts. Think about things you might have. I'm a cheerleader for credit cards that have the rewards points if we use them properly. So, do you have one that has the rewards? Like some might have cash back where you get to spend money and then they'll give you cash back and you can use their cash for possibly on a trip or paying your bill back. And maybe you can use that money, instead of paying your bill because you use your rewards, you can use that money to pay for something on your trip. Or you might have a credit card that has rewards that are miles. That's another one, my favorite. And I actually use that for a trip I'm going on next week where I'm able to use those miles to pay for my flight. Okay, so now I have a flight that I'm going on, and I believe I paid $63 for that flight round trip. Yep. So it's so beneficial. It's so beneficial. So if you've ever been in any of my programs, I definitely tell you how to work it, how to use it, how to do it, the best way to do it, and things like that. My community is going to be coming back next year, 2025. So get ready for that. It's going to be a little different, but stay tuned for that. Just a little heads up, that'll be coming back. Also, let's see. I also have on here. Think about bundle deals. Sometimes you might get a better deal by getting your flight and your hotel together, or your flight and your resort together, or your flight, your resort, and your excursions, like things like that, activities you're going to be doing. You might get a deal by getting it all together. Now, the only place I've done that before is when I went on a cruise, which I thought was really cool because I literally got to pay for everything up front. And I had to think about everything when I got there. I knew what I was doing. Yes, okay, I got there. I might have thought about a couple other things to do, a couple other things to try, but it was very beneficial. In the beginning, I was like, dang, it just keeps adding up and adding up. But it made sense because then when I got there, I had to spend any money, like maybe like tips and things like that. But I paid for my room or my cabin, whatever you call it on there. I had to pay for my flight to get down there to the boat or ship, whatever you want to call it. And then I tell you about the excursions. And there's so many different ones. And another benefit with that was I was able to do it in advance and the stuff wasn't sold out because when I got there, some people were trying to do things and it was sold out. That's a bummer too. When you want to do stuff like that and everything on there is sold out because you didn't do it in advance. That really sucks. You love cruising? Oh, well, I've only been on one cruise. It was 7 days long, and I was like afraid. I was so scared. But when I got on there, the first day I was like, "Whew, hold on." But at that night, by the nighttime, I was okay. I was all right. At first, going to sleep first, I was like, "Oh man, I'm really in the water. We're in the middle of the water." but it became relaxing and was good. And after that, it was good to go. It was a great time. We went to 5 different places. It was really nice. I like cruises. Although I only went on one, I haven't had the opportunity to go back again, but I'm not against it. But we'll see. We shall see in the future. Which leads me to my number 4, which I have planned activities and planned meals. So just like I said, the activities. Think about the activities, schedule that stuff in advance, or if maybe it's not a cruise and you're going somewhere, look in the area. Or if it's a resort, they often tell you what they offer, by way of email. I'm sure they tell you in advance things that you can sign up for, or they'll have it so you can sign up as soon as you check in. Right, probably as soon as you get there, they'll have like these are our things, sign up for what you want to sign. And then you're like, dang, I just got here. But it's beneficial to do that because the day that you want to do those things, it's sold out. Or they have a crazy time that nobody wants. You're like, oh, I don't want to do that at 7 a.m. or, so just think about that stuff. Plan ahead for that. As far as meals go, if you're saying all inclusive, then that stuff's included. Your food's included. That is wonderful. If not, try to find somewhere that has free breakfast if you're doing a hotel, or find somewhere that maybe has meal packages. Maybe you can pay for lunch every day, or maybe you can pay for, different places have different options. So that's why it's important to plan ahead to look at that stuff. You might can find something like nearby. Like I know when we got an Airbnb, we were able to go right down the road to a Walmart and we went shopping. We bought all the food, all the drinks, all the ingredients, everything for the house, and we were able to make our own food. So we saved money in that aspect and we all chipped in together and paid for it, and it was wonderful. You had to get yourself together because you had a few more days to go. Talking about that cruise. Yeah. At first I was like, whoo, oh wow, what did I do? My first one, 7 days, but it was really good. I enjoyed it. At first I was scared. I was, but it was a good time. I enjoyed it. So we went over the 4 I had. I got a bonus for you. And my bonus would be to save somewhere separate. Save for that vacation in a separate account. Some financial institutions will have a vacation account. And you might want to check the interest. It might have good interest, it might not have good interest. But just check and see. If not, then just use your regular savings account and maybe add an additional savings account or something, or savings account at a different bank. Maybe you have more than one bank, but just put it somewhere separate so you know this money here is for my vacation. And then, also they have the vacation accounts, but they might have different stipulations. They might have where you can only pull money out a certain amount of days, or that might be a holiday account. But just check because there's certain restrictions on each account, and it probably differs at each institution. So check your financial institution and see what their rules are for their vacation accounts, because it could be beneficial for you and you start early. And then I will also highly, highly recommend to automate your savings so that you're saving the same amount. So it's not, keep telling yourself you're going to save later. I'm going to save later. I'm going to save later. Then when it gets really close to your trip, then now you got to save $1 million at the end because you kept putting off and putting off, putting off. And then you get to that struggle, that stress, that panic that we want to avoid. We don't want that. We want to relax all the way up to the vacation as we're planning and preparing for it to be successful. And then we get there, have a good time, relax, enjoy, and finally come home from our vacation, relax, regroup, get ready to get back to our daily living without the stress of what do I have to do now because I didn't plan ahead, because I didn't prepare. Did I pay everything? That's another thing I like to do also when I go away on vacations. I schedule all my bills. I'll schedule them. So say if I get paid that Friday and my vacation is Thursday or Friday or Wednesday or whatever, I'm paying my bills to come out on Friday. So the day I get paid, my bills are still going to get paid on time. When I come back, all my stuff is going to be straight. Nothing's going to be crazy. And, doing it that way, I also add up how much my bills are, right? How much am I making? How much are my bills, right? So how much am I going to have left in case I need to do something extra down there on vacation? That's why it's important to think about everything. Think about everything all the time. So those were my tips for planning ahead for your vacation. This time of year is cold. It's cold. It's cold. It's cold. We want to be thinking about our vacation. If we haven't just came from a vacation, we're thinking about our next one or planning for the one in the future. But think about it. Plan ahead. You deserve a vacation. Everybody deserves a vacation. So don't feel like I don't make this much, I can't go on a vacation. Everybody can do a vacation. It might take you a little bit longer to save up for that vacation, but it is possible. You can do it. and start where you are. Maybe you can't go out of the country. Maybe you can go out of town. That's still a vacation. Still a vacation. Whatever you can do that and make the best of it. Don't feel like because you can't do what others are doing. You don't, who knows? You might get there and have an amazing time. We expect to have an amazing time, but don't plan already thinking that it's going to be bad before you even go anywhere. So just do what you can, and then after you do that, after you manage that, and you see how that goes, maybe you got to start local. And then move a little bit further out, move out of state, then go try to go out of country. Try, work your way up. It is okay to work your way up. Because what we don't want to do is go on vacation for 5, 6, 7 days and come back and our life's upside down because we want to hang out with everybody else who can afford what we can't afford. So that's what we want to avoid. But I really hope that these tips were wonderful for you and helpful and help you to think so you can plan ahead for your next vacation. And if you have a vacation coming up, maybe you still have time to plan, better for that one and make adjustments to make that one better financially so you can get there, to do things you want, come home, and still live comfortably. I do have a workshop coming up in a couple of weeks. The link is in the comments or in the caption. So check that out. We'll go over the 7 numbers that are keeping you from your financial freedom. Okay, so we'll go over what they are, why they're important, how to get them. All right. So I'll talk about it more. I'll put in the caption of the next live. I'm sure it's in the caption of the last live. So, if that's something you need, something you're interested in, register for it. Yes, they were awesome, awesome, awesome. I'm glad because that's my hope for every chat is that it's beneficial to you all. You learn something and something that's beneficial to you. Love the tips of today. Very beneficial. Thank you. See, that's what I love. Thank you so, so much. All right, guys. Well, happy Tuesday. I hope you enjoyed Talk Tuesday. And I will see you all next week for another topic on financial planning. Because October is what? Financial planning month. Oh, and one more thing. I don't know about everyone's job. And it could be I didn't get to research it because I just saw the email right before I left work today. But and it has nothing to do with vacation. But our savings account, our FSA account that we have at work. I always told you guys maybe a week or two ago about that. They just changed it. I told you before that you can roll over $300 to your next year if you don't spend enough. Maybe you don't, maybe I budgeted for thinking I needed this amount, but then I had all this money left over, and you can roll over 300. Well, now they're changing it. So next year you can roll over, not right now. So if you have leftover right now, you can still only do 300. But next year in 2025, if you get too much, you can roll over 600. I was like, what? So, that's something to think about. All right. Talk to you later. See, I was off topic, but I thought about it and I wanted to share that with you. All right. See you guys. Love you guys.